Hi students, coming to the next class is the protoplasm. Last class we discussed about that plasma membrane and functions of the plasma membrane, right? And protoplasm, whatever that cell without cell wall is there, the content is called as protoplast, and cell without cell wall and plasma membrane, that is called as protoplasm, right? So we are discussing about the protoplasm. Protoplasm first discovered by Corti and Fontana. The scientist names are Corti and Fontana. Both the scientists, they first identified that protoplasm content within the cell. And all we know that Dujardin is the scientist. He first given one name to the protoplasm. The name is sarcode. The name is the sarcode. Sarcode, the term coined by the Dujardin. The scientist name is the Dujardin. And Purkinje is one of the best scientists. He did enormous research on the protoplasm. Finally, he coined the term protoplasm. And after all these scientists, see, one of the best scientists is there. The scientist's name is the Van Mol. Van Mol concluded, he given one statement regarding to that protoplasm. All biochemical reactions are takes place within that protoplasm or cytoplasm. All biochemical reactions are takes place within that protoplasm or cytoplasm. So whatever that cell is there, cell contains liquid-like substance. Within that liquid-like substance, all biochemical reactions are takes place. Right? That is about that history of the protoplasm. And we know that within protoplasm, the major content is the cytoplasm. The major content is the cytoplasm. See, protoplasm means there is a nucleus content is there. If we remove that nucleus from the protoplasm, the remaining content is called as cytoplasm, right? So, cytoplasm, the composition of the cytoplasm. There is a water content is there within that cytoplasm. Water content, majority portion is the water content. There is an 85 to 90 percentage. 85 to 90 percentage of the water is there. 85 to 90 percentage of the water content is there. And coming to the protein, 7 to 10 percentage. Remember, most of these proteins are involved in that different cell organelle structures formation, and some of the proteins act like an enzymes. Right? And lipids are there, which are also involved in the formation of the membranous structures. 1 to 2 percentage of the lipids are there. Minerals also there. See, 1 to 5 percentage of the minerals are there. See, these minerals are very important. Suppose a group of enzymes are present for their enzyme activity, means the enzymes activation. Okay, every enzyme, most of the enzyme, not every enzyme, most of the enzymes for their activation purpose, okay, the enzymes are require some minerals. So in presence of these minerals, the enzymes are working very actively. Right? So this kind of enzymes are called as mineral activated enzymes. So what I am telling here, within that cytoplasm, major portion is the water content. There is a protein content is there, and lipid content is there, and mineral content is there. These minerals are involved in the activation of enzymes, right? And coming to that cytoplasm, and different theories are there. That theories explains the nature and the structure of the cytoplasm. The very first theory here, reticulated theory. See, according to the reticulated theory, the cytoplasm forms the reticular structure. That is nothing but network-like structure. So, according to that reticulated theory, the cytoplasm forms the network-like structure or reticular structure, right? And alveolar theory, all we know about that alveolar tissue. Within that alveolar tissue, there is a thin cytoplasm is present. So the cytoplasm nature is here alveolar structure. So what I am telling here, within alveolar tissue or within alveolar cells, the cytoplasm is very thin. So see, some scientists are proposes within the cells, the cytoplasm having very thin structure or very thin state. So that's the reason why this is one of the theory, alveolar theory. So both the theories are failed here. Granular. Next one is the granular. The cytoplasm forms the granules-like structures. So, okay, one of the theory, granular theory. According to this theory, the cytoplasm existing in the form of granules-like structures. So the cytoplasm, the total cytoplasm not forms the granules-like structure. This is also failure model. And fibrillar. there is in long fibers like structures or fibrils like structures. See, whatever that skeletal muscle is there, within that skeletal muscle, some of that fibrillar structures are there. So based on that, some scientists are considered this is the theory, fibrillar theory. So here it forms the fibrils like structures. So this is also one of the failure model. The most accepted and successful theory is the sol gel theory. The most accepted and successful theory is the sol gel theory. According to the sol gel theory, the cytoplasm having two natures. One is that solid and one other one is the gel. So some particles, there is in granules like particles are there and gel like structure is present. Gel like structure is present. So this is considered as sol gel theory. Here two types of components are there. Solid components are there and gel components are there. So this nature is called as colloidal nature. That kind of substances are called as colloidal substances or colloidal nature. So this is one of the most accepted model. Sol gel theory is the most accepted model, right? So that is about the different cytoplasm, different types of theories regarding to the cytoplasm, right? Coming to that, within that cytoplasm, okay, this is one of the cell, and within that cell, the cytoplasm can be divided into the two parts based on that density here. Remember, within that cell, at the peripheral side, this is the peripheral side. The peripheral side, this substance or this fluid-like substance is called as ecto. Ecto means outside, right? And center side means, just imagine this is one of the animal cell. Within that animal cell, at the center position, nucleus is present. Whatever that substance which covers the nucleus, this is called as endoplasm. This is called as endoplasm. So here, cytoplasm can be divided into two parts. One is called as ectoplasm, other one is called as endoplasm. Ecto is indicates here, whatever that cell peripheral side contains liquid-like substance is called as ectoplasm. Remember, here ectoplasm always contains the high percentage of the proteins. High percentage of the proteins. So within ectoplasm, there is a high content of proteins are there, or high percentage of proteins are present. That's the reason why here density is more. That's the reason why here density is more. And coming to the endoplasm, within that endoplasm, there is a less protein content. So this is the central region. Okay, here within that central region, there is a less percentage of proteins are there. Here density is low. Here density is the low. So what I am telling here, within that cytoplasm, two regions are there. Ectoplasm and the endoplasm. Ecto having rich percentage of the proteins and high density. Endo having less percentage of the proteins and less density. So that is the difference between the parts of the cytoplasm. That is nothing but ectoplasm and the endoplasm, right? Coming to the physical properties of the cytoplasm, within this case, the very first one is the Tyndall effect. See, the Tyndall effect, first introduced by the John Tyndall. The scientist's name is John Tyndall. What is Tyndall effect? What is Tyndall effect? For suppose one of the dark room is there. At the center of the dark room, and we kept one of the table. Upon the table, we kept few cells are there, right? And if we pass the plane polarized light onto the cells, if we pass the plane polarized light onto the surface of the cells, see, whatever that plane polarized light is there, the light reflection takes place. Why the light reflection takes place? What I am telling here, this is one of the center of the room, and there is a bench is there. Upon that bench, we kept a few cells, and there is a plane polarized light source is there. If we pass the plane polarized light, that light reflection takes place. That light reflection takes place. Why the light is reflected? Why the light is reflected? Due to the reason is here, within that cytoplasm, there is a granule-like substance are there. That granules-like substances which are supporting for the reflection of the light. See, through that remaining contents, light is easily passed out, but major portion of the light is reflected here. Major portion of the light is here reflected. So the reflection of light or reflection of plane polarized light, the effect is called as Tyndall effect. The effect is called as Tyndall effect, right? And coming to the next one is the Brownian movements. Brownian movements. Brownian movements are nothing but within cytoplasm there is an colloid substances or granule-like substances are there which are freely moving inside the cytoplasm. Always the substance are moving. Always substance are moving. Along with the cytoplasm, the granule-like substance also moving. So, movement of the cytoplasm here considered as the Brownian movement. Movement of cytoplasm that is considered as the Brownian movement. So, what I am telling here, within cytoplasm, granule-like substance are present which are moving. Along with granule-like substance, remaining contents also moving. So, If there is no movement, there is no distribution of nutrients, there is no distribution of oxygen. That's the reason why always cytoplasm movement is very important. So here movement of cytoplasm, that is called as Brownian movement, and always density more than 1. Always the cytoplasm density more than 1. And if we kept the cells at 60 degrees centigrade, especially the cytoplasm, right, it forms the granules like structures. See, whatever that water content is there, water content mostly try to evaporate it, right? If that water content is decreased, then cytoplasm forms the granules like structures, right? And showing electric shock. Whatever that cell cytoplasm content is there, the cytoplasm content majorly showing the electric shock, because from if we for suppose unexpectedly if we kept our finger within that switchboard and is there an electricity passing is there, from electricity board to our body, especially from one cell to another cell, one cell to another cell. See, the connecting part is here between cell to cell or one cell to another cell, cytoplasm content. So whatever that cytoplasm content is there, that content contains that water. Through the water, the electric, whatever that electric impulse are there or electricity is there, that one is passing. So these are the some of the physical properties of the cytoplasm. Physical properties of the cytoplasm. And next one is the biological properties. That one also we discussed. Coming to the biological properties within cytoplasm. See, this is the last topic within that protoplasm content and the cytoplasm content. See, the cytoplasm showing that the different types of the biological functions, and see, the very first one is the irritability. What is irritability? Say any living organism shows response to the surroundings. Means what I'm telling here, whatever that living organisms are there, all these living organisms, every living organism respond with the surroundings. Respond with the surroundings. So any living organism respond with the surroundings, that one is called as irritability. Any living organism respond with the surroundings, that one is called as irritability, right? And coming to the next one is the reproduction process. Every living organism, every living organism shows the reproduction process. Remember, either asexual reproduction process or sexual reproduction process. See, what is the relationship between that cytoplasm content and the reproduction? See, reproduction means there is a cell division process. For suppose, for the male and female gametes process, meiosis will be required. For the formation of male and female gametes, meiosis process required. When the meiosis takes place, when the cytoplasm is available, right, that time reactions are takes place, when cells are divided, when the mitosis takes place, when the cytoplasm is available, when the DNA replication is takes place, when the protein synthesis takes place, when enzymes are active, that time the reactions are takes place. So always cytoplasm content is very important for the reproduction process. And coming to the growth, growth is also increases the height, maybe in the human beings the height of the person, in plants also the height of the plant is increased. So what I am telling here, growth is related to that mitosis process. The mitosis increases the number of cells, so that is nothing but cell division. Cell division is also requires the cytoplasm. The cell division is also requires the cytoplasm. So these are the very common biological functions. Irritability is there, reproduction is there, growth is there. Irritability is there, reproduction is there, growth is there. Irritability indicates here any organism respond with the surroundings, that one is called as irritability. We know that reproduction process, production of offsprings, growth, height of the person or height of the organism is increased, right? That is about the growth. And coming to the next one, cyclosis process. Cyclosis indicates here movement of the cytoplasm. Movement of the cytoplasm. Sir, cells are, for suppose one of the plant cell is there, the plant cell is stable, how the cytoplasm is moving. Within plant cell cytoplasm or within animal cell cytoplasm, some of the proteins are there, and these proteins are majorly supporting for the movement of the cytoplasm. Movement of the cytoplasm. So here cyclosis indicates here movement of the cytoplasm. Movement of the cytoplasm. Here two types of the cytoplasm movements are there. One is called as rotation. One is called as rotation. Here rotation indicates here whatever that hydrilla cells are there, whatever that hydrilla plant is there, hydrilla plant cells were collected. The cytoplasm is very clearly visible within that hydrilla, right? Because the cell walls are very thin. The cell walls are very thin and transparent cells, right? And if we observe that cytoplasm of the hydrilla, right, always the cytoplasm moving only one direction. Okay, see, this is the one direction movement. Always cytoplasm. This is the nucleus, and cytoplasm moving only in one direction, right? So this is called as rotation. This is called as rotation, right? That is about the cyclosis within the rotation. Here what I am telling here, rotation, that is one part of the cyclosis. And coming to the next one, other type of the cyclosis, that is the circulation. Other type of the cyclosis, that is the circulation. See here circulation is quite different. Circulation is here quite different because here only movement, here movement is only one direction. But here not like that. Here see whatever that cytoplasm content is there within that cytoplasm, one part of the cytoplasm moving in one direction, another part of the cytoplasm moving another direction. So here more than one direction is present here. More than one direction is present here. So this is called as circulation. This is called as circulation. Within our body also we know that circulation process, there is in transport of oxygenated blood and there is in transport of deoxygenated blood, right? So not in the single direction. So here multi-directional. This one is the multi-directional or bidirectional. So this kind of transportation, this one is called as circulation. This kind of transportation is called as circulation. Here example is the Rheodiscalra stamens. Rheodiscalra stamens. See, this is the one of the plant. The plant produces, the flowers are there. The flowers contains male reproductive organs are there. The male reproductive organs which are called as stamens, right? The stamens especially showing that circulation process. The stamens are showing the circulation process. So this is about the protoplasm content and composition of the cytoplasm and different types of cytoplasm. Theories are there, we discussed, and we discussed about the physical properties of the cytoplasm, and this is the final one, biological properties of the cytoplasm, right? That is about the protoplasm and the cytoplasm, right?